Cooking dinner. Part 1. Planning dinner. Welcome back to Peet Podcast. Today, we're starting a brand new episode. And this time, we're going to talk about something we all have to do sooner or later. We're going to talk about cooking dinner. Now, maybe you love cooking. Maybe you hate it. Or maybe you're somewhere in the middle. You don't really love cooking, but you don't mind it when you have enough time. For me, cooking dinner usually starts long before I turn on the stove. It starts with one simple question: what should I make for dinner? And honestly, sometimes that's the hardest part. You open the refrigerator. You look inside. You see a few vegetables, some eggs, maybe some chicken, a little cheese, and a container of something you don't even remember buying. You stand there for a few seconds and think, what can I make with all of this? Have you ever done that? I think most people have. Sometimes you know exactly what you want. You might think, I feel like having pasta tonight. Or, I really want something spicy. Or maybe you're tired after work, so you want something quick and easy. You don't want to spend an hour in the kitchen. You just want to eat. Other times, you have no idea what you want. You might check your phone and search for a recipe. You might look through a cookbook, or you might ask someone, what do you feel like having for dinner? That's actually a very useful question. What do you feel like having for dinner? It means, what would you like to eat? For example, what do you feel like having tonight? I don't know. Maybe pizza. Or, what do you feel like having for dinner? How about pasta? This is a very natural way to talk about food. So, let's imagine it's a normal weekday. You've just finished work. You're tired. You're hungry. You walk into your kitchen, open the refrigerator, and start looking for something to cook. You don't want anything too complicated. You want something simple, healthy, and tasty. You look around and realize you have some chicken, onions, tomatoes, garlic, rice, and a few vegetables. You think, okay, I can work with this. Maybe you'll make chicken and rice with vegetables. It sounds simple, but before you start cooking, you need to make sure you have everything you need. This is where planning becomes important. You might look at a recipe and make a shopping list. A shopping list is simply a list of things you need to buy. Maybe you already have some of the ingredients at home. You have rice. You have onions. You have garlic. But you're missing chicken. And maybe you don't have enough vegetables. So you write them down. Chicken, carrots, bell peppers, tomatoes, and maybe some fresh herbs. You check the refrigerator one more time. You don't want to buy something you already have. That's one of the little problems with grocery shopping. Sometimes you come home and realize you already had 3 packages of the same thing. It happens. So, before going to the store, it's a good idea to check your kitchen. Look in the refrigerator. Look in the freezer, and don't forget the cabinets. Sometimes you already have exactly what you need. You just forgot about it. If you're following a recipe, you also need to check the ingredients carefully. For example, a recipe might say, 2 chicken breasts, 1 onion, 2 tomatoes, 3 cloves of garlic, and 1 tablespoon of olive oil. If you're learning English, recipes are actually a great way to learn vocabulary. You see words like ingredient, recipe, measure, slice, chop, and mix. But don't worry about memorizing all of these words right now. We'll naturally use many of them throughout this episode. For now, let's focus on the planning stage. So, you've decided what you're going to make. You've checked your kitchen. You've written your shopping list. Now you need to decide whether you really need to go to the grocery store. Maybe you only need 2 or 3 things. If the store is close, you might walk there. If it's far away, you might drive. Or maybe you order your groceries online. There are many options now. Personally, I like going to the grocery store when I have enough time. There's something nice about walking through the aisles and seeing all the different foods. You might go there for chicken and vegetables, but then you see something interesting. Maybe there's fresh bread, or some cheese you've never tried before, or a dessert that looks really good, and suddenly your shopping list has become much longer. We've all been there. You walk into the store thinking, I'm only going to buy a few things. 20 minutes later, you're standing at the checkout with a full basket. And you're thinking, how did this happen? Shopping can be like that, but if you're trying to save money, it's better to stick to your list. A shopping list can help you avoid buying things you don't really need. It can also save time. You know exactly what you're looking for. You don't have to walk around the store wondering what to buy. So, let's say you've gone to the grocery store. You buy everything you need. You come home. You put the groceries away. And now you're ready to cook. But there's one more thing to think about. How much food should you make? If you're cooking for yourself, that's easy. You know how much you usually eat. But if you're cooking for other people, it can be a little more difficult. Maybe you're cooking for your family. Maybe 2 friends are coming over. Or maybe you're cooking for a larger group. You need to think about the number of people. You might need to double the recipe. If a recipe is for 2 people and you're cooking for 4, you may need twice as many ingredients. This is where measurements become important. You might see measurements like a cup of rice, 2 tablespoons of oil, half a teaspoon of salt, 200 grams of chicken. These measurements help you know exactly how much of each ingredient you need. Of course, experienced cooks don't always measure everything. They might say, "Oh, I'll just add a little salt," or "I'll add some more garlic." They cook by experience. They know what feels right. But when you're learning, following a recipe can make things much easier. A recipe gives you a plan. It tells you what ingredients you need and what to do with them. And having a plan can make cooking less stressful. There's another important question to ask before you start. How much time do I have? This is especially important on busy days. Imagine you get home at 7 o'clock. You're hungry, and you need to be somewhere at 8. You probably don't want to choose a recipe that takes 2 hours. You need something quick. Maybe pasta, maybe an omelet, maybe a simple stir-fry. On the weekend, however, you might have more time. You can try something more complicated. Maybe you want to make homemade pizza. Maybe you want to bake something. Maybe you want to try a recipe you've never made before. Having more time gives you the freedom to experiment. And that's one of the fun parts of cooking. You don't always have to follow the same recipe. Sometimes You can change things. Maybe you don't like onions. Leave them out. Maybe you love garlic. Add a little more. Maybe you want the food to be spicy. Add some chili. Cooking gives you room to be creative. Of course, creativity can sometimes create problems. You might add too much salt. You might forget something in the oven. You might accidentally burn the food. But that's part of learning. Nobody cooks perfectly every time. Even experienced cooks make mistakes. The important thing is to learn from them. So, let's go back to our dinner. We've decided what to make. We've checked the kitchen. We've made a shopping list. We've bought the ingredients. We've thought about how many people we're cooking for. And we've decided how much time we have. Now we're finally ready to start. But before we actually begin cooking, there's one very important step. We need to prepare the kitchen. The counter should be clean. The dishes should be put away. The ingredients should be ready. And we should have the right tools. Maybe we need a cutting board, a knife, a frying pan, a pot, a wooden spoon, and, of course, a plate for the finished meal. Once everything is ready, cooking becomes much easier. You don't have to stop every few minutes to look for something. Everything is within reach. This is sometimes called being prepared. And being prepared can make a big difference. So now, the kitchen is ready. The ingredients are ready. And you're ready. It's time to start cooking. But that's where we'll stop for today. In part 2, we'll actually get into the kitchen. We'll prepare our ingredients, wash and cut the vegetables, prepare the chicken, and start cooking the meal. We'll also learn lots of natural English expressions that people use when they're cooking. So, if you're ready, grab your headphones, listen again, and pay attention to the everyday expressions you hear. And remember, you don't need to understand every single word. Focus on the main idea. Listen for words and phrases you recognize, and try to understand the story as a whole. Thanks for listening to Peet Podcast. I'll see you in part 2, where we finally start cooking dinner. See you then.